All right, let's dive into this tiny little story called A Paternity of Uncle Fred. Now, I gotta tell you, the twist in this one, it's just brilliant. Seriously, one of the cleverest you'll ever come across.
So the whole thing really boils down to this one question. Is Uncle Fred now a dad? Seems simple, right? But oh, the journey to get to that answer, that's where all the juicy drama is. And trust me, it is not what you think it's going to be.
Okay, so every story, even the super short ones, has that one moment, that one line that just sets everything off. For this story, we're calling that the inciting question. And here it is. This is the line that kicks the whole thing into gear. It's said so casually you could almost miss how explosive it is. Why does our son Mark look different from the others? This is where you can just see how clever the writing is. I mean, it's just an observation, right? But it's like a little narrative hand grenade. It just drops the seed of doubt that completely shatters the piece. All of a sudden, you've got this huge conflict, and it all started from one seemingly innocent question. So, what happens when doubt creeps in? Well, our brains tend to jump to the most logical and usually the most painful conclusion. And the story totally plays on that. It starts leading us down a path that feels, well, pretty predictable.
This is classic misdirection, a textbook move by the writer. We're basically being set up to make an assumption. You hear that question and boom, your brain immediately leaps to the most obvious answer.
And there you have it. That logical leap turns into a full-blown accusation. The tension just shoots through the roof. We're past subtlety now. This is just raw, straight-up confrontation. And it's immediately followed by this demand. Tell me the truth. Right now, the drama is cranked up to 11. We're on the edge of our seats, right? We're expecting a confession, maybe a denial, a huge fight. We are completely hooked, waiting for the answer. But what if the answer isn't what we're all expecting? This next part, this is the pivot. This is the exact moment where everything we thought we knew gets completely flipped on its head. So the husband finally asks the one question this has all been building up to. He demands to know, who's Mark's real father? And her answer? It's just a single, totally confusing word. You. That's it. That's all she says. But hold on a second. That doesn't solve anything, does it? In fact, it just makes things more confusing. If he is Mark's father, then why does Mark look so different from the other kids? And that, right there, is the mark of a truly great plot twist. The accusation is shot down, point blank. But instead of clearing things up, it creates this confusing reversal that just makes the mystery even deeper. The fight isn't over. It's just completely changed shape. And that brings us to the grand finale, the big reveal. I like to call this the great heavens moment. It's where the character and, all of us watching finally put the puzzle pieces together. You can just picture the gears grinding in his head when he says this. Wait, that means it's that slow, dawning realization, that just awful moment of clarity when the whole picture suddenly snaps into a new focus. And here it is, the gut punch. The whole time, the assumption was that Mark had a different father. But the reality? It's the complete, total opposite. Mark is his only biological son. It's the other kids who have a different father. Wow. Which leads us to the perfect punchline, the final words that just capture everything. The shock, the dark comedy, the tragedy of it all. Oh, great heavens. And that's it. Story's over. The twist has landed, and it is a knockout. And that's what makes a short story so powerful, right? It just leaves you hanging, right there at the peak of the chaos, and your own imagination has to take over. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. What do you think happens after the great heavens moment?